Imagine a farm where the animals decide to rebel against humans in order to build a just, free, and equal society. That is the premise of Animal Farm, one of the most famous novels of the 20th century. The story begins at Manor Farm, owned by Mr. Jones, a careless and abusive farmer. The animals work long hours, receive little food, and have no control over their lives. One night, the old pig Major gathers everyone in the barn and delivers a speech that will change the course of the farm forever. Old Major tells him about a dream, a world where animals are free, where no human exploits them, and where all are equal. He explains that the enemy is man, because man consumes without producing. He shares a powerful idea with them. If they unite, they can take control of their own destiny. Soon after, Old Major dies, but the idea has already been planted. Not long afterward, due to Mr. Jones's negligence, the animals rebel. They drive him and the other humans away and take control of the farm. They rename it Animal Farm and establish 7 commandments that summarize their new philosophy, animalism. The most important one states, all animals are equal. At first, everything seems to work. The animals work for themselves, harvest more than before, and feel proud of their freedom. Among the leaders, 2 pigs stand out, Snowball and Napoleon. Both are intelligent, but very different. Snowball is idealistic and creative. He believes in education and progress. He proposes building a windmill that will generate energy and reduce manual labor. Napoleon, on the other hand, is more reserved and ambitious, but works quietly to consolidate power. In secret, he takes a group of puppies and raises them away from the others. Tension between Snowball and Napoleon grows. Finally, when Snowball is defending his windmill project, Napoleon makes his move. He unleashes the dogs he has raised, now fierce and completely loyal to him. The dogs chase Snowball off the farm. Snowball never returns. From that moment on, Napoleon becomes the absolute leader. The first thing he does is eliminate the democratic assemblies. From now on, only he makes decisions. Ironically, he announces that the windmill, originally Snowball's idea, will indeed be built, claiming it was his plan all along. This is where the most important transformation in the story begins. Napoleon uses another pig, Squealer, as his official spokesman. Squealer manipulates information, distorts the truth, and convinces the animals that everything happening is for their own good. If something goes wrong, Snowball's blamed now, portrayed as a traitor and public enemy. The animals work harder than ever, especially Boxer, the strong and noble horse, whose personal motto becomes, I will work harder, and Napoleon is always right. The windmill is finally built, but a storm destroys it. Napoleon immediately blames Snowball. The animals, confused and exhausted, accept the explanation. Over time, the commandments begin to change. When the pigs start sleeping in beds, the rule no animal shall sleep in a bed quietly becomes no animal shall sleep in a bed with sheets. When they begin drinking alcohol, that rule is modified too. Each change is small, almost but the consequences are enormous. Napoleon begins staging public confessions, where several animals admit to absurd crimes and are executed by the dogs. Fear replaces the original spirit of equality. The farm even begins trading with humans, something that was once strictly forbidden. The pigs start walking on 2 legs. They wear clothes. They carry whips. Meanwhile, Boxer, worn out from years of labor, collapses. The animals believe he's being taken to a veterinarian, but the van that carries him belongs to a knacker, a slaughterhouse. Later, Squealer claims it was a misunderstanding and says Boxer died peacefully in a hospital. It is one of the most tragic moments in the novel. In the end, only one commandment remains written on the wall. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. That sentence summarizes the complete betrayal of the revolution. In the final scene, the pigs invite human farmers to dinner. They toast, make business deals, and play cards together. From outside, the other animals look through the window and can no longer tell which is pig and which is man. The revolution has ended exactly where it began. But this story is not only about animals. Animal Farm is a political allegory. It represents the Russian Revolution of 1917 and how the dream of equality eventually turned into a dictatorship under Stalin. Napoleon symbolizes the authoritarian leader who betrays revolutionary ideals. Snowball represents the political rival who is expelled, and the hard-working animals represent the common people who believe in the cause but end up manipulated. Orwell does not only criticize one specific political system, he also shows how power can corrupt, how propaganda can distort truth, and how the lack of critical thinking allows freedoms to disappear, little by little. The message remains relevant today. Revolutions can fail when those who gain power prioritize personal benefit over the common good. And perhaps the most unsettling lesson is this: oppression does not always arrive all at once. Sometimes it comes in small changes, until it is too late.